Hi there, my name is Rob Isbell. I'm from Camillus, New York in the United States. This is my Week 4 peer review assignment for the Introduction to Music Production class on Coursera. This week we're going to take a look at compressing a drum groove in various ways. So let's get started by listening to this drum track. So as you can hear, it's just your basic rock drum track. We're going to open up our compressor here, take a look. As you can see, this is just your typical compressor. It's got your ratio settings and your threshold. It's got a knee setting. We're going to leave that at 6 dB. It's got your input and output gains, and then your attack and release settings. It also has this mix knob, which is kind of like a wet dry knob on a reverb unit. So we're going to leave that at 100, so we're getting the full compression. So we're going to start by using a very low ratio. Let's start with 1.5 to 1. And as I play the track, I'm going to slowly bring down the threshold to see what that sounds like. So as you could hear, as I brought the threshold down, the amplitude came down as well with it. And to my ear, it sounded like the kick and snare were getting a little more pop to them as I brought it down. So let's try this again using a higher ratio. Let's try a 6 to 1 ratio. We'll do the same thing. So again, as I brought the threshold down, the amplitude came down, but that pop sound from the kick and snare seemed to be a lot more prevalent. So not only does a compressor kind of work the dynamics, but it also changes the timbre a bit. So we're going to change this now to 3 to 1. We're going to find a nice little compression setting, or a setting with the threshold that's giving us a little bit of compression, and then we're going to play with the attack and release knobs. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing with the attack and release. I'm going to start with a very fast attack and slowly bring that up. So as you could hear, when I brought up the attack setting, you could hear more of the transient getting through, and we actually got to a point where there was very little compression happening at all. So let's move on over to the release setting and see what happens when we raise that. So again, we're going to start with a very fast release time, and then we're going to raise that. And what I want you to listen for is the sustain of the kick and snare, kind of the back end of the sound. What happens to that as we raise the release time? I know it was subtle, but as I was raising that release time, the sustain of the kick and snare slowly disappeared as the compressor was holding on to the signal a lot longer. And it made it more of a tighter sound. So that gives you an example of what a compressor can do in the various settings. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and thanks for watching, and have a good day.